war. War never changes.
Alright guys, so welcome back to part 2 of my playthrough of DCM Shadows. Now, this quest mod, is it turning out to be, well, I mean, the first one wasn't easy.
You find your first control panel. Look through the office boxes for clues. If you find enough, you can make the manual.
As I was saying, the first one wasn't really easy, but this one is turning out to be quite the challenge. Definitely harder than the first one, I gotta admit. But right now we're looking at the control panel here, and there's a dish rag in the way. I had to move it. It was annoying. But yeah, you got the giant red button. It says the configuration you entered is incorrect, and all the nodes have stopped working. So over here we have the Site 3 control panel. This is the first control panel that we find in our journey throughout this this quest mod. So I mean, I'm sure there's going to be 2 more other control panels just like the first mod. But as you see here, it has a bunch of numbers and letters that coincide with one another, that go together in a specific order to make the to allow you to press the giant red button over on the other panel. And I'm not gonna lie guys, my videos for this particular mod for DCM Shadow won't be like my first run through of Project DCM. It's just not possible, and that's because, I mean, you see here these DCM Site Notes. They're spread throughout the whole entire quest mod map. I mean, you see, I just tapped on that box, and it's called Stored Documents. It's a Stored Documents box, and within these boxes are notes that have clues on them to each specific site, Site 1, 2, and 3, that has a particular number on it that goes to that control panel that you have to enter into that control panel to more or less activate that other control panel. I know I said control panel a lot right then, but I guess to just make things more simpler, you have to find a certain amount of clues for each control panel, for each site panel 1, 2, and 3. And these you find these clues by looking through stored document boxes throughout the whole entire map of DCM Shadow. So I won't be able to just post a video saying, hey, here's where all the stored documents are for this particular site, because I'm sure it's just not going to work like that. I'm not going to be able to find all of this site's particular document numbers, document clues. So you'll have to bear with me. I'll just be posting episodes of my playthrough of it, and hopefully it'll help you guys out. But yeah, so first thing you got to know is to do these site panels, Site 1, 2, and 3. You got to find all the clues to that specific number, that specific site number. I found this out the hard way after various trials and errors. I was wondering, like, why I had these clues and why I only had so many of the particular sites. And then I realized, oh wait, there's like this many numbers that goes to this particular site, and I need to go find them all. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So after all of that, after all those trials and errors, I figured I better just go out and start exploring to see if I could find more stored documents other places. And this is the first
An eerie voice tells you to take a leap of faith.
this is the first
Just don't
eerie
miss.
well, not the first eerie thing I've encountered, because I encountered the soul, but this explains why souls are important, why collecting them are important, why choosing a particular way to save the soul is important, whether you choose a moral good way to save it or a moral bad way. That it'll give you good karma or bad karma depending on what you do, and you can use these as currency for this, I guess, this sentient being, and for the souls that you give him, good or bad, he gives you some items. And here in a second, or towards the end of the video, I come back and see the prizes that that he offers for souls. What I can't figure out is how much a soul is worth, I guess. And again, I'll explain more of that at the end of the video. But that's just one of the weird oddities that is in this quest mod.
As you open the door, your path is blocked by a knocked over cabinet.
So we see we got more stored documents, which means now, like I said, they're all over the place in this quest mod, so you might be searching for a while before you get all the clues.
A feeling of overwhelming dread runs down your spine. There's something watching you.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not creepy at all. I'm not gonna lie, these cutscenes, these in-game cutscenes get me every time. I think it's because you can't move when you're in these cutscenes. Like, what was that? What's gonna get me? Every time these in-game cutscenes happen, I always think that, oh boy, this is it. I done messed up. I'm about to die and have to replay this part. Like, it said behind you, and then like I mistakenly stepped backwards, and I was like, crap. As you can see, I was trying to shoot it, but to no avail. You just can't hurt this thing. So I mean, I don't know if that's like an enemy or a boss we're gonna have to fight at the end, but it's definitely, his creep factor is definitely off the chart. So I'm going ahead and I switched to a stronger weapon, and that's because I kind of played through this part before
The air here is dusty and reeks of mold. It would seem this place has been abandoned for quite some time.
And what happened is my video file had got corrupt, so I had to go back and re-record everything. It was tragic, and I was like, come on! But it happened, so I did kind of play through this part before, and then I had to reload a save file and do it again. But the enemies that are coming up are there's something else. Like, regular weapons don't really even work on them. And I noticed the first time that I had played through it, like, their health was regenerating. It was unbearable. Fat mans are the way to go. Seriously.
You come across a caved-in area and a torn-apart fortification. You hear the groans of many ghouls, and they seem to be getting closer.
This is a grim scene. Like, no, I didn't even give them a chance to get near me. Because that's just how powerful those things down there are. Like, they will seriously kill you on, like, 2 hits. That cursed one, it's, like, out of this world. That thing is, like, really, really strong. And of course, you know, the glutinous one can only be killed with gamma, so that's why the fat man didn't have any effect on it. I think that was a wise decision on my part. Kind of messed up and got myself trapped here. I was like, crap, I had forgotten that there was more enemies down there. Kind of angry. I was shooting this blighted bloatfly dead on. It was like nothing. And as you see, its health started regenerating. Tell you, you guys definitely don't want to mess around with these enemies, or you will have a hard time. Eerie music check.
The air suddenly turns cold and sends chills down your spine. You feel very unwelcome.
Yeah, I can tell. My ears are killing me. There goes the Shadow Man again. We got a bunch of stored documents here. When you hear a weird noise and you're like, what's that? Then you turn around and it's nothing, but you know you heard that noise.
The floor gave way due to the huge collapse on the upper level.
Little hidden duffel bag there.
The soul is drawn to a source of evil.
And wouldn't you know, I bet that evil is the Shadow Man. Did you guys see that? Like when I took that buff out, like another one appeared right next to it. I was like, what? Okay. This next part is seriously epic. Not gonna lie. The coolest music I've ever heard. I mean, just listen to that. That's how you know something's about to go down. Like, this enemy is not to be messed with. Cursed Experiment DCM. And it's weird because it's like when you're in this plane, it's kind of like a different dimension. I think this is like purgatory. You slowly lose health. So not only do you gotta like worry about the enemy hitting you, you also gotta be worried about the constant health you're losing just by being in this place. Though as epic as it was, he has been slain. I honestly think this is a cool concept. Like going to a different dimension to fight enemies and stuff, and just the Shadow Man messing with you the whole entire time. It really adds for a level of immersion. Like, it makes it feel more than just like a Fallout 4 game. I like it. It's awesome.
You find your second control panel.
So while stumbling along trying to find out how to get to that soul, I ended up finding the second control panel. And I think that control panel opens up the door I just left from. And there's the nodes down there we gotta fidget with. Budget. So you see right there, it gives you two options of what to do. One kind of gives you like good karma, and the other one gives you evil karma. So depending on what you choose and like the abilities you have and the points you have in said abilities, you can choose an option of whether or not to do a good thing or a bad thing for the soul. And that plays all into the overall outcome of your experience in this quest mod. So you see here, by coming back to here, coming back to this place, you can trade in the souls that you have for abilities. Temporary protection from radiation, purgatory drain, a shadow shield, which I don't know what a shadow shield is, and you can exchange the virtues for sins. You know, sins are like, you know, bad souls. They're what you do, I guess, to get bad karma souls, and vice versa for the virtues is when you do good things for them. I just chose Shadow Shield because I really don't know. I didn't know what it was, and I kind of felt like I didn't need any of the other things, so. It's bad because I chose Shadow Shield, but I didn't know whether or not it was an equipable item or not, so I don't know if it's just there, like on me, on my person, or if I had to equip it. I couldn't find it, so. It was at this point I decided to go back and see if I had enough clues, site clues for Site 3, to see if I could make anything happen with the control panel. So this takes a little while because I look through each note and I write it down. I don't know if order of the notes are important. I wouldn't assume so, but I just go ahead and put them in the order they are anyway in my inventory, just in case. And I don't know how many notes you have to collect for the panel. I'm not sure. God, I'm thinking maybe 9 or more though. So I took a look at all the clues and I wrote them down, and then I tried to enter them, hoping and praying that it would work. Should have known the mod wasn't going to be that easy. And as you can see, each time I activate one of the nodes, the corresponding node on the panel starts turning. So that lets you know, yeah, you do have to put in maybe a certain amount, and maybe even in a certain order, to actually make it work. So with that in mind, I was like, alright, forget it. I'm gonna just go explore the rest of this place and see if I can go find more notes. Hopefully, I'll find them all and just be able to go back there and just put them in. Like I said, I don't know how many clues there are to each site exactly, but I'm hoping it caps off around 9 or maybe 12. Hopefully. But for now, that's going to be the end of this video. I can already see my next adventures right over there. And as usual, thanks for watching. You guys rock. Thanks for all the support. Continue to stay tuned for the next episode. And as always, peace. But seriously though, that's just creepy, right? There's some fear factor to that. This is like he has you stuck in a cutscene that you can't move around in. So it's basically a cutscene. And you see this shadowy figure off in the distance. And I did like a complete 360 that it just disappears. And I still can't move. Got all these weird noises. What sounds like breathing. Nope.